Hey guys, it's Dax and Rand. Welcome to the first webinar series. This is training number 1 on 8/20/2019. Welcome. So you guys have purchased the software. Hopefully you guys navigated to the Facebook group. If you have not done so, you need to head over to Facebook. You can type Klixco in the group setting right here and then hit search and add yourself to the group. Then we can approve you and you guys can get in here and rock and roll. Now, real quick, what this group is for and what it is not, and we will be very, very harsh on the not, okay? This is not a group to ask for support. Let me say that again. This group is not for support. This group is to help each other with the little tips and tricks. But with a heavy hand, I say, please don't use this group, right? Don't use this group to try to help somebody if you don't know what you're talking about. So I've ran groups for many years on Facebook, and I have to sit there and police them all the time for people talking about something they don't know. They may think they know, but ultimately they don't know. And so what that can do is that can really hurt your fellow member. Okay? Leave those for me or Rob. Unless you're a veteran of Klixco and you absolutely know what you're recommending that person do. Okay? So anybody who's new here shouldn't be helping out too much. If someone says, hey, what's the link for the webinar? Hey, give them the link for the webinar. Someone says, hey, I got this on my account and it's showing this, and Amazon says, oh my gosh, I could be in trouble. What should I do? Not the place for that, because you don't want a recommendation from somebody who you don't know knows more than you, right? Or exactly what to do. So do not use that for this group. Also, it's not a soapbox. It's not here to post negativity. Oh, I haven't made a sale. I put up 60 listings today and I haven't made a sale. I got 500 listings. What am I doing wrong? That's not a soapbox for that. Okay? Negativity and pessimistic attitude is like the rotten apple that ruins a bunch. Okay, you got one in there, it spreads like poison. It ruined a whole bunch. We don't allow it, period. Okay? So tips, tricks, and help is what this is designed for. I want to give you the chain of command on support. So we have many different ways you can get support. I want to try to make it clear because it's not clear, and it never is clear. Even after I tell you how to do this, you won't follow it, and then I'll get aggravated. So here goes. Chain of command. If you have any questions, need help, of any kind whatsoever, the first chain of command should be able to Skype myself or Rob. Skype myself or Rob. Rob, can you put our Skypes in the chat real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Skype myself or Rob. I mean, it's simple. Why? A lot of people say, I don't have Skype, or I don't know how to use Skype, or whatever. There's YouTube to learn how to use Skype. Okay? And the reason that we use Skype is for a simple reason, right? Simple reason we use Skype is this. We don't want you to waste our time or your own time. We don't want you to do that, right? And the reason how we can stop that is this. Using screen share. Skype has ability to use screen share, okay? And I didn't see it pop through chat, Rob, so I don't know where you did that, but it doesn't look like it come through to everybody.
I sent it to all users.
Yeah, but don't do it there. Put it in the chat and go to the entire audience and then hit that.
Okay. Because
you replied to one individual person. Huh. I didn't see it for some reason. So we want to screen share. Now I see it, Rob. And if you don't know how to screen share, that's fine. Whenever you contact us on Skype, we'll walk you through screen sharing, and we'll walk you through on how to do that. But if you try to explain something to us in an email or a Facebook post or a Facebook message or even a Skype message, it's very hard for us sometimes to understand what you're trying to convey. And number two, we often have a hard time conveying what we're trying to want you to do as well, right? So screen share. I could say, hey, point there, click that, do this. And you could say, hey, look, I'm having a problem right here. What should I do? And I go, oh, click that button. But if you tried to describe that via text, via email or message, we're going to send email back and forth to each other and do it a jillion times.
Okay? Yeah, I talked to somebody for a good 3 minutes the other day, and then all it took was one screenshot for me to completely know what was going on, and I was like, yeah, we cannot do this. We have to do the video.
So, email. I refuse to answer you on email. Let me just state that again. If I have used email in the last week, it's only because you didn't know how to contact me before. I refuse to answer email. It's slow. It's outdated. It's dead to me in 2019. Just think about it. You got a question. You're going to convey it. I'm not going to understand it. Now, number one, you got to wait for me to open that up, which could be hours. Then I'm going to respond and wait for you to open it up for hours. And I'm not going to understand you. So you're going to send it back to me and I'm not going to understand it. And now we're going to go back and forth hour after hour, sometimes days at a time. And you're going to get frustrated and get pissed off. And I'm going to get mad. And then that doesn't work. Skype's instant. It's instantaneous. I leave it open 24 hours a day. Okay, 365. It does not get shut off. And when I'm not at my computer, I have it on my phone. Right? Now, if you do Skype us and we don't return your message, we probably with somebody else, or I'm sleeping, or I'm with my kids or something. We'll do the best to get back to you as soon as we can. There may be a point in time whenever you Skype me, I didn't see it because I was busy. I come back, I still don't see it because I got 50 Skypes there, and sometimes they're really dumb and it gets lost in the crowd. Give me a gentle little nudge. Hey, Dex, I don't know if you see my Skype. Can you check it out above? Okay, just give me a little nudge. By the second or third Skype from you, I'll probably have seen it. What not to do. I had a gentleman the other day ask me a simple question, and it went to my email. And instantaneously, when it went to my email, I responded. But by that time, he already sent me a Facebook message. So I responded there. By that time, he already sent me a Skype message. By that time, he already sent Ricky a message. By that time, he already sent Matt a message, so forth and so on. And he blew us up with no less than 8 messages. That will get you almost perma-banned from messaging me. Now, I'm not mean and I'm not a dick, but sometimes I come off very rough. So I want to give you that caveat. It's not because I'm mean. I'm really not a mean guy. I'm a really good dude. But I have zero tolerance for ignorance or abuse or anything like that, right? So if we stay nice and we stay cool to each other, then we're going to have a great time. And I'm going to teach you how to make a ton of money, hopefully, right? So I can be what's perceived as harsh. And let me tell you, if I'm telling you something, sometimes I need to get through the thick skull of a human. And that might be very, very blunt. I'm a blunt and honest guy. Okay? Don't take it to heart. Don't take it to heart. I've been accused of not caring and being an ass and this and this and this. And it's not the case. If I didn't care and was an ass, I wouldn't respond and try to help you. I may give you that tough love. I'm going to treat you like the tough love, right? Hey, Kirsten, get your head out of your tail. What the heck are you doing? Why aren't you going? Whatever the case may be. If I talk to you like that, it's not because I'm trying to be mean. I'm trying to light a fire underneath your tail. Okay? A fire. Does everybody understand that. Who's the sensitive ones in here? Put a 1 if you're sensitive and get your feelings hurt easy, so I know who you are. And that's not being funny. I just want to try to use a little bit of kid gloves with you. Right? Okay. You guys are here for one reason, right? What reason are you here for? You're here to try to start a business. You're here to make money. You're here to learn. Okay? I'm not trying to demean you in any way. I'm not trying to be mean to you in any way. I'm trying to stop maybe some bad habits you have, try to crack through and get you to a level where you want to be. I implore you to do 2 things. Number 1, listen to everything I have to say. Right? Please. Do exactly what I say. Try not to do anything more or less than what I tell you to do, unless you ask if you should do more or less. Because what you guys start doing is you start thinking you're smarter than the system. Okay? You start thinking, you get a little traction, and maybe I should do this, and I should click that, and oh, hey, that looks like it works. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Do exactly what we tell you to do. We've built a wheel. It was created a long time ago. The wheel was created a long time ago. What we did is we took a wheel, we polished it up a little bit, we put some spinners on it, we put some little blinking lights on it, a little dice ball valve stem on it. Guys, we know it's gonna work. It's battle tested, and all you need to do is follow the system. So that's my little intro. I'm sorry to give you that deal, but hopefully you guys understand the process now. You won't get your feelings hurt if I talk to you in a way that you think is being mean. Okay? So with that being said, let's have some fun, right? So part of my meanness or sarcasm or whatever you want to call it, I had to do something drastic because guess what? I got 1 million people saying, hey, where is my MWS developer ID and name? They were on this screen and they were asking, where is it? Because when you guys all load up, every single one of you load to this screen. And it was sitting right here in front of your face. And yet I got 50 messages from you guys. So I had to have them put it in red and bold it. By one of my friends suggested that. And then I said, you know what? Out of sarcasm, put some friggin' police lights next to it. Make it flash. Put a GIF on there. Whatever you got to do, because these people are a little bit blind. Now, you should be able to see over on the left-hand side is our menu system. Right here it says videos, but no one's seen those either. And then I even had somebody say, well, there's only one. Well, yeah, there's one video right here. I'm on the dashboard. There's one video here. If you click it, play it, it's going to open up. It says Klixco Dashboard. That's the video for the dashboard. That's the tab that you're on. There's how to use that feature. If you look at the video thumbnail right there, see that purple line? When you go to add a product, guess what? That purple line's gone. That image has changed. Why? Because that video's changed. Now you're on Klixco Add a Product. You're on the Add a Product tab. Okay? So that's how the menu system works. Okay? Bam, bam, bam. These will all also be put into the training area, which you guys are going to get access to today. But instead of having them just over in a training area, right? Instead of having them just in a training area, and then you have to come back here and come back here, you're on this page, boom. What does it say to do? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You know what? Boom, do it. What did he say to do? Boom, go back. Okay, do it. So that's why we put them embedded right into the software. If you don't know how to clear your cache by going to the settings and clearing your cache that way, I highly suggest you see this little icon right here. See this little icon, kind of like a recycle type icon. I suggest you come over to the Google Chrome store. I'm going to place a link in the chat. I suggest you head right over here to Google Chrome, download this little plugin if you choose, right? Whenever you get it installed, right click it, go down to options. I would select to only clear the cache, and I would select it to do everything, cache, everything. So it's set. I put it on here just for the webinar purposes. It's set for last hour. Put it for everything. Chrome likes to store resident pages and memory and images, etc. That way, it can load your browser faster as you're browsing the interwebs. You see that icon is now green. I just hit it. It's clearing the cache out of my system. When it turns black, it will now be clean. So it's cleaning out all the garbage on Chrome. Why does that matter? Because we often go to pages and a page will, like I said, retain some of that cache memory, cached images, any kind of data on the screen, etc., for faster loading. And if you do so with Klixco and we put out an update, maybe you're logged in right now, not doing anything, you step away from the computer an hour, and then you come back and you're doing stuff, you may be working on an outdated system because we pushed out an update. The dashboard over here, and this is going to a major overhaul. But for right now, it's really, really simple, but it's going to get a drastic overhaul within the next 2 weeks. You're going to see some really amazing stuff, right? Long overdue overhaul. This shows how many products you have in your inventory, how many are active, inactive, how many are suppressed, how many have been confirmed on Amazon, shipped, how many have been ordered this period, how many are pending order, how many unshipped on Amazon, any kind of sales that you have coming in for the period selected, your cost of goods. You can always turn these off and on. For now, these are all you have. For vendors, we only had about 5 or 6 vendors in here at the time that we built this dashboard. Obviously, you know, we have about 50, so it's not going to reflect correctly. Hence the big giant overhaul, right? So it's coming. If you have any suppressed listings, you see that that's actually a link. If you click that, it will go to your suppressed listings on Amazon, vice versa, confirmed, right? Any of them that are actually working, you can see that they highlight. And if you click on them, they're going to take you, and you're logged into your Seller Central, you're going to get rocking, okay? So we're going to talk about what these mean more later, okay? Obviously, total order items, units ordered, product sales, that's all explanatory. A lot of people said, what is this? What is this? Well, what that is means, if you look here, that's 2 different accounts. That's 2 different accounts. The reason that it's 2 different accounts is because Rob has 2 different accounts in his main account. And you're allowed to have more than one account in here, being if you own the other account. You can't do this for your brothers, moms, sisters, auntie, and let them use our software for free, right? You can't do that. You have to own or be a partner with someone else. And to prohibit that, any credit cards in here too, as well, all use the same. I mean, both these accounts will use the same credit card. If you're manual, we catch you with more than one account in here, and we got some alerts set up. We're just going to ban you and not refund your money, and you're going to be banned for trying to game the system. Okay. Is this against Amazon's terms of service? That's a gray area. And I didn't make it a gray area. Amazon made it a gray area. So Amazon says in there, third-party drop shipping is allowed. Then they go on to say third-party drop shipping from an online retailer is not allowed. Then they go on to say, hey, your account may be suspended if they choose. I don't know the exact verbiage, but the big bottom last line says one word that is like a big giant sore thumb, and it is may. There's a reason that it does not say will, and that is because I've never seen anyone out of thousands of people have their account terminated for third-party drop shipping. Have not seen it. You'll hear people that tell you that, and they're either lying or few and far between because I've never seen it happen. However, there's 4 things that can really 5 things that could really get your account banned on Amazon. You guys ready for them? Here's number 1. A to Z claims getting too high. Not just one A to Z claims. A to Z claims getting too high. Right? So if you haven't already done so now, there is a file in the group, and inside the membership area and inside the group, we're going to be putting different stuff, right? We're going to be putting different stuff. And inside here, right here, you'll see a buy box playbook. Okay. So if we open that thing up and we kind of go down, it's going to kind of give you some metrics on what they're looking for, right? And so valid tracking rates, late shipments, on-time deliveries, feedback count, etc. Some do's, some don'ts. And then A to Z claims. So what is the A to Z claim? Basically, A to Z claim is your customer thinks that they've been wronged and you're not helping them out, and they're going to file a complaint against you. Now, a lot of times your customers are not malicious. There are some real idiots at Amazon. Let me give you a case in point where you can get an A to Z claim and not do anything wrong. Ready? Here goes. Ring, 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 Rob, or you send an email to Rob. Hey, just come in and it's got a little damaged corner on it. I'd like to get a replacement. Rob's out golfing. You don't answer that complaint or that message. It's the weekend. He totally forgets about his Amazon store. He's gone away on a float trip. That goes 3 days, 4 days without getting responded to. The customer starts getting mad. They send you another message. You don't respond to them. So they pick up the phone and call Amazon customer service. Amazon, yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of you because my product was damaged and I sent a couple messages and no one's returning my reply. Oh, really? Can you tell me the order number? Here it is, XYZ. Oh, okay. So you've sent a message and no one's replying? Yes, ma'am. Would you like to start an A to Z claim? What the? Did you hear what I just said? These idiot Amazon associates ask sellers, would you like to start an A to Z claim? Do the buyers know what the hell an A to Z claim is? Nope. They don't have a clue. Would you like to file a complaint? Well, yeah, I'm mad. I want my stuff. Okay, well, we'll get you going here. Da da da. And what happened? And they'll put it in there, and all of a sudden now you got an A to Z claim. You can respond to that A to Z claim, right? And sometimes A to Z claims are not your fault. A to Z claims can be fictitious or shouldn't have ever been filed. And you could simply, someone filed an A to Z claim because you didn't give them a tracking number. But yet you can show them, hey, yes, I did, and here it is right here. I did give them a tracking number. Here it is in my metrics, my seller central, and I put it in their message. But again, why is that A to Z claim there? Because somebody answered the phone. They told them that you didn't send it, and they opened the A to Z claim up. So you prove it, and they'll close the A to Z claim. So A to Z claims can get your account shut down if you get too many. How do you avoid that? You can't avoid fictitious ones. So handle them whenever you get them. But what you can do is handle customer service on time, and the likelihood of you getting an A to Z claim will be greatly reduced. Okay? It can affect your buy box as well as get your account suspended if it gets too crazy. Right? Number 2, invalid tracking rates or late shipments. Okay? Whenever we sell something, we have to, if you're a VIP, not do much. Okay? If you're not a VIP, you have to do a few things. So a lot of you guys bought the VIP because either you wanted to go fast, you didn't want to have to do as much, you have second jobs, whatever the case may be. Hats off to you if you bought the VIP. It's the best way to go. I know a lot of you wanted the VIP, just physically couldn't afford it, and that's okay too. You had to start somewhere. I understand. If you can afford the VIP, it's absolutely ridiculous not to have the VIP. And here's one of the reasons why. So whenever you get your order, you already know your order is going to come down here, going to come into the system just like this. You open up the order, you open up the product, right? You add this product to your cart. Boom, boom, boom. What? Come on, Walmart.
Good old Walmart says, no, you will not add that to your cart.
Do you see that?
I know. It used to happen to me all the time.
Now, sometimes you're going to look in your auto orders and you're going to go, oh my God, auto order, it tried 10 times to order this item. What's wrong? For VIPs, this is what's wrong. We can only duplicate what a human can do, right? Did you see that 5 times? 4 or 5 times it took me to get that in there. So all our automated software is doing exactly what a human would do, right? And if Walmart site pukes out like it does from time to time, all the time, then it's going to have that little bitty. You'll see that in your activity log, and we'll show you more about that in a minute.
Hey, by the way, look at that little bottom area. Customers also bought these products.
Yep. So guys, this can give you little tips on bundles, right? The person who bought this also bought this and this. The person bought this also bought this and this. So when you get an order, now you could potentially, when you see this screen, right, you can open these up and maybe make a bundle listing out of them. Would I put these in a bundle? No, but it was real cool to show you, right? Maybe somebody wanted to redo their bathroom, right? And this wouldn't be really smart because this is white and that's, brushed nickel, and that's chrome probably, and that's chrome. So you wouldn't want that brushed nickel with chrome as a fixture, right?
You could make some single listings out of those, though. It's always good, good to check.
Yeah, you could. So, but a lot of times you'll get suggested items too that you might want to bundle. So a little tip there, right? All right, so getting back to it. So you come over here, you open up the Walmart listing, you add the item to the cart. It's sitting in your cart right now. Now you come over to Top Cash Back. You find your little Walmart link, or you have it bookmarked like I didn't do, right? You select Walmart Cash Back. You wait. Come on. It's thinking. Who's here glad they bought VIP? You click that link. Now
say they're glad.
No, you click this link and you'll see that the session is now cookied. You'll see your stuff up in here. Now the session should be cookied. You're going to hit cart. You're going to check out. You're going to copy and paste this information right from this window. I don't want to show this person's information. You're going to take this information. You're going to place it. You're going to hit checkout. You're going to log into your account or whatever. This one, I'm just going to say no account. You're going to say deliver it, hit continue, but you'll be logged in. That's where you take this data, put it inside here, enter your payment details, and hit finish or send. Okay? The second you order that, Walmart's going to give you a tracking number. It's going to give you a tracking number. That tracking number is junk. It is not real. It's not real. Why do we call it not real yet? That's because they just sent a notice to FedEx that this package has now been assigned to you for pickup. That's all it says. Just notifies them that they have a package to be picked up. You understand that? This is not real yet because on this order it's real, but it would just be at the first stage right here if we expand the history, it would just say shipment information sent to FedEx. As soon as you order it, that's what happens. It's not for several hours later, usually, that it's picked up. So if you take this tracking number and put it inside Amazon instantaneously, what are you going to get? You're going to get an invalid tracking rate because Amazon's going to check that listing. It's going to say, hey, this is not in delivery. This is not being delivered. You're trying to scam us. You're going to get invalid tracking rate. So the people for auto ordering, what do you have to do? You have to come back here in a few hours. Sometimes it could be within 1 minute and it's already been picked up. Not really a minute, but 10 minutes, hour. Sometimes you wait 5 hours. Sometimes you wait 6 hours. Sometimes you wait 2 hours. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just whenever they pick it up. In this case, look, it was 5 hours later. So what does that mean you have to do? Unfortunately, that means you have to come back and check this listing sometimes a couple times so you can see whenever it's been picked up. And then and only then, you're going to go over to your Seller Central and you're going to go to that order and you're going to put that tracking number inside. Now, I don't have this hooked up to an account live for today, and we're going to cover this again. So don't worry about if you can't find it. You can hit us up on Skype. We'll screen share with you if you can't find out where. Okay? But all you have to do is go to your pending orders, click on that order. Right next to it says tracking, verify tracking. That's where you'll place that field at, right? I'm in the process right now of setting up another demo account so I can show you guys live. It's just with all the stuff I had to do, we're kind of a little bit behind on that one for this first webinar. So here going forth, we'll have a live account where you guys can see. You'll actually see us making sales in it too, with Ricky and everybody. So Ricky's going to start an account. I'm going to start another account with Rob because, like I said, he got him and his partner broke up. So I'm going to let him join forces with me. You're going to see us take a brand new account. So on these webinars going forth, you're going to see our live account. We're doing it just like you. Okay. And you'll be able to see Rob stream on Twitch doing this live. I mean, even when we're not on these webinars, you go to his Twitch channel and you'll be playing video games on one thing and doing listings on another. Okay. So which would be really, really cool, right? Now, what I just described here is for manual users. This is for the manual users. This is the non-VIP process. Come here, open it up, go to top, or add it to your cart, go to top cash, go back to your cart, check out, add their name and data, enter your buying information, hit finish. About 4 or 5 hours later, come back, check the tracking number, right? See if it's been picked up yet. Once it's been picked up, go to your Seller Central, put in your tracking number, right? VIPs, what do you have to do? You're VIP, baby. All you got to do is make sure you go in your settings and make sure you put your purchasing details inside. All right, so now we're VIP. VIP, watch this. You got to come over here and put your credit card's details into our credit card rotator. Okay, but first, look right here. You have credit cards. You can use a PayPal account, use gift cards from Walmart, Bye Bye Baby, Kmart, Sears, Fleet Farm, and we're adding Home Depot in a few days. Okay. So that being said, if you have that card, you put your credit card details inside here. Right? Put your expiration date, your CVV, your name that's on the card, address, exactly like it says. If you have a middle initial, put a middle initial. Just like it says. Spell out street, spell out court, spell out lane. Whatever is on your credit card statement, make sure you do that, right? That way you don't trigger any kind of warnings from the vendors. Because if you just have LN, it will take it, but it will, if you ever had a merchant account, it will ding that little ding, and it has that little algorithm in which it will score that credit card transaction. And if it's above X amount of percent that don't trigger any major alarms and bells, then it lets the transaction go through. But you should enter your information of your credit card in exactly like it says on your statement. If it's all uppercase, uppercase. Upper and lower, use upper and lower. Identical, okay? Now, will it still go through? Yeah, a lot of times it will, but it can cause flags, and we're trying to avoid flags, right? Put your city address, postal code, phone number in there. If you want this card enabled, hit enable. What does priority mean? If you have more than one card in the system, and you can have unlimited cards in the system, you need to prioritize which card gets used first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, so forth and so on. So if I have a card right here and it has a $10,000 limit, I want to use that card first because it gives me 2% cash back. Or I'm really trying to go on a trip for my wife for anniversary, and I want to earn airline miles, and I want to get all the airline miles on this card that I can, or I get double points or triple points. I want to use this card first, put the priority as 1. If you leave it blank, it's going to use whatever card it wants, whenever it wants. If this card gets declined, it's going to go to the next one, any card it wants at random. If you don't define it. The amount, you would put how much you have on your card, $10,000. Now, not how much the card has total, how much you have available to spend on said card. So if you have a $10,000 card, you check your balance, you have $7,530 left on that card, you put $7,530. When that card gets used to auto order your purchases, if it was $20 item total, you're going to see that number go down to $7,510 because it just used $20. That number is going to keep on going down and down and down every time it uses your card. Okay? If you put an Amex Unlimited card there, we just throw $50,000 as a fee there. And just as it starts ticking down a little bit, we just put 50,000 back there. You put 100,000 there, right? Klixco, Harrison, just type in Klixco on Facebook. You'll find it. All right. So, it will not notify you when it hits 0, Marcel. It won't notify you. You will get notified that it won't notify you in here, but what's going to happen is whenever you see your order, for the status, it's going to say no credit card. It's right here. It's going to say no card on file or something like that. No merchant card on file. One of those verbiages. It's going to say that right there. Right? Or error, no vendor credentials provided, something like that. Right? It's going to give you a status. Now, with that purchasing details, when you're done with that right there and doing your priority, guess what? Look, we have multiple vendors for auto ordering. You could apply this just to one vendor. So if you want to use this card just for Costco orders, do it for Costco. If you want to use it on these 3 vendors, turn it on for those 3 vendors. You understand? You're only going to do this one time, guys. Just going to do this one time. If you want it for all vendors, just hit it all vendors. Once you get this set up, you'll never have to do it again.
That's why I offer to set this all up for you guys, because sometimes it can be a little overwhelming.
If you don't want to set all this up, we got a done for you solution. Rob knocks it all out in about 45 minutes, done it 10,000 times. Okay? So in the Facebook group, there's a little link. If you want him to set everything up for you, bam. All you'll do is you'll log in and start clicking 4 buttons and listing. Other than that, you have to set up your account one time. So you set up and done, you'll get going. You're correct, Harrison. Just go right here, Harris. app.klixco.com. Same as before. All right. So with that being said, if you want to add another credit card, just hit create and you'll add another credit card. Again, you can apply it to all vendors. You could just select certain vendors. You could have one vendor just using PayPal, etc. Is there any questions on setting up your credit cards? This is called a credit card rotator for a reason. Let's just say that all of a sudden you get down and you got $15 left on this balance right here. And you get a $50 item that just got sold. What's going to happen if you have no other cards here?
Not going to order.
You're going to get that little error out in the order section that there's no vendor credentials to use. No purchasing credentials to use. What happens if you have another card in here and it has a $2,000 balance, Robbie, and it got a $50 order? This is priority number 1. What's going to happen?
It's going to go down and use the other card.
It's going to rotate out to the next card. Here you'd use all your own addresses for your credit card.
Yeah, because this is going to be where the billing information comes from. Use somebody else's address.
This is going to be entered in Yeah. Whoop! I'm sorry, we're talking over each other. Sorry about that, Rob.
No, that's okay. I just said if you use your somebody else's address with your billing information, they're going to decline your cards, so you can't do that.
So you put your billing information here, and it's going to actually put that when it goes to checkout. It's going to put it at the billing details, while it's going to put. So delivery address is going to put theirs. Payment details, it's going to put yours. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Any questions on setting up your credit cards? And if it's PayPal, it's going to ask you for your username, password. All right. So let's move on real quick. So you have your settings in your AWS, right? Now, give me 1 second. Now you can go to your profile settings. So you set up your AWS, you set up your purchasing, you can go to your profile, put your name in. Your name should already be in here, your email. Billing email is different, right? So if you have an email that you signed up with, but your PayPal email, so let's just say you want your email to log in with is dax@gmail.com, but your billing email come from T Profits Pro LLC, you're going to put that PayPal email there. If you want a different one, you're allowed to do that. So you put your PayPal email here, you can have a different login email here, right? Don't change your passwords for now. Don't change your passwords for now. I got a little bug in the password. Don't change them. Put your business phone number, your default shipping number. If you don't want your business phone number here, that's fine. I wouldn't put your regular business phone or your regular phone number here. And I don't need that default shipping phone number. I would not put that out, but you need to put one in here. I would go to voice.google.com. Rob, put a link in the chat for me, please. Voice.google.com. You could set up a free Google Voice number. It's going to give you a real physical number that you could use for free. That's what I would put in here. You just have to remember to check that from time to time. Right? Yes, that will only work for the US. If you're outside the US and you need a phone number here, guys, you can get US phone numbers from all different ways. You can get them from Skype, other VPNs. You could just Google it, right? US based number. Sometimes they're $1, $2 a month, right? Yep, James, I was just getting ready to say that. And now you could take that Google Voice number and you could forward it over to your real. Thank you for reminding me, James, because I wouldn't remember. I wouldn't have told him that until somebody asked about it. And by the way, that little flashing light was courtesy of Mr. James Haas. He recommended I make it nice and bold. So you can have that Google Voice number forward over to your real phone line. And whenever it rings, it's going to ring different than your regular phone, right? The incoming Google Voice number, da-da-da. So you'll know that it's a regular number. So it's like, hello, right? Oh, really? I didn't know this one. Mark Grigsby just said, you can also have Google Voice send you an email with a transcript of the message. Very awesome. I did not know that. I wonder how good that service works. It's a good idea. He said it works very well. Nice. So see, we're learning all kinds of cool stuff. That's what the Facebook group is for, right? Tips, tricks, stuff like that. That's exactly what should go in the Facebook groups. Support, go to support. Yeah, Harrison, everybody's going to get access to it later on today. Harrison's one of my longtime subscribers out of the country. Hey, Harrison, two up the top there, you just hit, you'll see subscription. All you got to do is hit that, and you'll be right back in business. Right? Ben says that texting Google Voice works good too. Wow. Nice. Didn't know that. Right? Letty's jumping the gun, so Letty gets a strike. Letty, bad girl. And I told you many times on Skype, you keep on wanting to do that one. That's a no. And I turned that tool off just because of you. And I'm not being mean. I'm just telling you, I turned that tool off because of you. So if you see here, the Explore tool's gone. Because you had no training in it, and it's not meant. I told you guys it's in beta. It's for testing, right? You guys shouldn't be basing your business on using the Explore tool right now. It's a very early tool, right? Am I going to turn it back on? Yep, but I want to show you guys how to use it first, right? So anyway, you got profile, AWS, purchasing, top cash. And again, guys, if you don't want to do all this, you could have just had Robbie do it for you. 45 minutes, you're done, right? So here's important. As a fallback shipping number, right, or always use a shipping number, you could select one of those. Okay. Here's where you set your global tax rate. This area actually needs to be taken out probably because as a default, you could set this whatever you want, and it's going to set the default for all vendors. However, we only used to have one setting for taxes, and then everybody started applying for tax exempt or etc. They wanted to be more aggressive and take advantage of a technique that I'm going to teach you guys by lowering this tax a lot lower initially and counting on your cash back on your card and cash back so you can get more aggressive on your positions and more aggressive on your listings. That's a little trick we're going to show you in just a little bit. But here's where you set global tax. So globally, we talked about this briefly on the webinar, but tax as a whole, if we type in state sales tax rates, so you're going to have sales taxes. Now, if you look at this and you just set there and average them all, it's a little over 7-ish% as a whole. These states right here have no tax, right? They have no taxes. So we're going to teach you a little trick on how you can, set your tax rate. But for now, let's just say you keep it at 10%. You keep it at 8%. I'm going to tell you, if you put it at 8%, you're going to be golden. You should have no problems undercharging for your items. Okay? You guys understand that? Yes, no, maybe so? Remember, when I was listing, I would enter a URL. I would... did you guys see that just now? You see that? Sometimes you can only order 2 on some very, very cheap items. How much is that item? $1.60. Walmart makes you order them in 2s. Right? So make sure if you find that product on Amazon, we're going to look for it here in just 1 second. They may be only selling 1 out there on Amazon. Sometimes it's a little trick, and Xero will teach you that. Sometimes we send them an extra one, even if they don't even need it, because it's cheaper. So now this one here, there's not a listing, and this shows a white and brown one. So if you see the 2-pack of brown there, then that's what we need to be looking for, right? The 2-pack of brown. That's fine. And then when we hit next, you see it calculates the tax. That's where it's going to get this setting from. Is right here. So, oops, damn it. I was talking about ROI, not tax. See the minimum ROI right down here at the bottom? Min, desired, max, what does that control? That's saying the minimum that we ever want to sell this item at is 5% return on my investment. You understand? This is the minimum ROI. What would I set this to? 0. I would set it to 0. You don't have to. I would set it at 0. There's people that argue my strategy, and that's okay. That's why it's open area for you. My strategy is this. I would rather sell this at complete cost of goods, right, to make the sale. I'd sell it at even money. Why? Because I want them to try to leave me a review, because my review helps me out with metrics. I want to be able to sell 1,000 items, 10,000 items on my account, because that helps me out with metrics. So even if you're breaking even, it can help you. And let's just say you got 2 A to Z claims. You have A to Z claims. A to Z claims only count percentage. Invalid tracking rates only count as a percentage. So let's just say you only made 4 sales, but 2 of them you had A to Z claims on you. 2 of them you had invalid tracking rate. 2 of them invalid late shipment rates. You're not going to get the buy box. You're not going to win the buy box. So somebody actually has to want to click from you on that second page to buy from you. How can you increase those sales? Well, inside the settings, guess what? Look at that. Apply to all existing products. So a little trick is, if you ever lose the buy box, what could you do? I want you guys to think. What could you do if you ever lose the buy box because of invalid tracking rate and you only have low sales? You can raise your metrics by making more sales that are positive, because it's percentage based. It's not numerical based. It's percentage. Out of your sales, how many percent are bad? So if you made a bunch of sales real quick and they were positive, what would it do? It would offset that metric. So guess what? Set your minimum ROI to 0. Set your desired ROI to 0. Make 10 sales real quick. Your metrics are right back. Oh, whoa. That's a little ninja trick. Usually we only say that for VIPs. I'm giving you guys that trick to everybody. We used to have 2 different Facebook groups. One for manual users, one for VIPs. Why? VIPs pay more money than you. VIPs taking bigger risks than you. Hence the name VIP. That's why the VIP package was made. We gave more time. We had a separate webinar, et cetera, for VIPs. I'm just going to try to spread that knowledge over everybody. It's just going to help everybody. And then hopefully you can be a VIP yourself, right? Upgrade. I'm not talking about that right now. Yes. So again, well, that just goes back to, I was just going to talk about that in a second. So this controls those settings, right, that you see out here. Minimum, desired, max. So if you're at first position, let's say no one else is on this product and you list it, what's it going to list at? Is it going to list it at 0 ROI if you have 0? Say no one else is on this listing, just you. Is it going to put it at 17 or is it going to put it at 70? What's your answers? Ben says 70. Kirsten says 70. Come on, guys. 70, 70, 0. Letty says 0, 70. Steve. 17 Renell. Come on, get them in there. I want to find out. Harrison, you don't count. Tiffany, you don't count. There's 3 settings there. The only person that got it right, besides Tiffany Harrison, who already has the system and knows the answer to it, is Renell. You set it at 17. If you're the only one on the listing, it's going to put it at your desired ROI. So if it's $100, it's going to list it for $117. You guys get that? So what the heck is max ROI then, and what the heck is minimum? Desired is, what is my desire to sell this product at? Now, let's just say you got one person on it at $50. You have you on it at $117, and you have another guy who's selling it crazy at $200. 50, 117, and 200. Is that good to be at $117? The answer is no. Amazon's algorithm knows that that's too crazy. It probably will not award you the buy box. It's not a good deal for the customer. And you'll never see, if people are real crazy on a product, Amazon will say no one wins the buy box. You won't see nobody have the buy box. It'll just say available from these vendors. So when you're searching products, sometimes you're going to look on Amazon, it's going to just say available from these vendors. That's not the only reason it says that. That's sometimes the reason is everybody's just astronomically stupid. You'll pop up a jar of mayonnaise and somebody will be trying to sell it for $100. You will. You'll find them. I swear. So that's what means the max ROI is. We don't want to piss Amazon off, and we don't want the customer buying it for $100 and then seeing it for $5 and then file an AZ claim because you're selling the jar of mayonnaise for $100. It wouldn't be out of range to sell something that costs $100 for $120, though. You understand? That wouldn't be crazy. You understand? So minimum, so we know what desired is if we're the only person on there, or if we're the second person on there in third position and it's a big crazy gap, it's going to put us here, right? At 117, because that's what we asked it to do. So if you know when you're listing this item and it's listed, and this goes out to you, Tiffany, because you had some VAs really doing stupid stuff like this, right? You got to tell your VAs, Tiff. I want to see if I can open this up real quick for you, Tiff. If you don't mind. Hey, Tiffany, how are you? You available to talk? Rough. Tiff, your voice really changed. Got a lot deeper. Tiffany, your mic's unmuted. I got you unmuted. No, can't talk it? Okay. I don't know. Anyway, so Tiffany was just talking to me the other night. Her VAs, we're talking about her VAs. So her VAs would do something silly like this. This person would be at 50. They had the desired ROI. They didn't pay attention. They left it at whatever, and then boom. Right? So you can just take that and lower that. Right? You lower it to whatever you want. 11%. Now, if I was trying to get this guy down at $50 and I was coming over here at a couple hundred or something, right? I'm going to lower that down so I can get real close to him, but still make a little bit of profit, right? For this guy, I'm going to put my desired here. I want to try to, but I'll sell it at 0. This also comes into play with our repricing tool. So if he's at 50, now I'm at 52, 52, and he's at still at 200. And now he says, well, these guys are 50 and 52, and I can get it cheaper. And he notices, and he comes over here and does it at $51.99 and takes my second position. That's when this number kicks in. That's when this number kicks in. That's the minimum you'll sell it. So the minimum that you'll allow our repricer to fight for you is what you'll put there. Does that make sense, guys? Is it all kind of clicking a little bit? So you have your max. I would not set it more than 20%. I mean, I don't want those A to Z claims and people feeling like they got ripped off. 20, that's fine. Desired ROI, you adjust it accordingly, every single one of them, right? Minimum ROI, that's the lowest that you're going to want to sell it for, even if the repricer comes in there and starts working. Watch this. We used to only stop at 0. Now we have negative ROI. Why is that negative? It's negative so you can be more competitive. Okay? Negative, you could actually lose money on an item. Why would you want to lose money on an item? What if you just lost a little bit so you beat the other guy? One of the reasons, like Ben just said, Ben's paying attention, Ben. Maybe just lose a little bit of money on this item, try to sell it, and repair my metrics. I'll give up 50 cents times. Yeah, I'll do those positive reviews. I'll get those positive reviews. I'll get some sales going in my account. So I used to own a magic store, a chain of magic stores. I owned 6 myself. I had franchises out. I had a bunch of franchisees across the United States. Magic as in magic tricks in the middle of the mall. We used to sell a deck of magic cards for about $9. It was a trick deck. It done a bunch of tricks. You got a book with it, etc. On the weekends during prime business hours, we would put those things on sale for $1. And big signs would get put up on the counter. Bengali decks, $1 on sale. Why? To get them to open their wallet. And people do it every day to you all over the world. In retail businesses all day long, Walmart's everywhere. They'll sell something at cost or even lowering the cost to make sales. Have you ever bought a product somewhere and you've seen that it's the same price everywhere you go? Maybe a pair of Nike shoes or some kind of expensive brand, and no matter where you look, it's all the same price? And it's always suggested retail price, and it never changes? Because they have a block against their retailers from ever doing that. So they protect their vendors from other vendors driving the price down. Right? There you go, Michael Strom. Loss leader, right? Get them to open their wallet and they'll likely buy more. Right? It's called a loss leader in sales. So you can get 20% off your purchases. So if this is a buy baby product, negative 20%. Did you just see that needle move? You guys get it? So be very, very careful with that. You got to know what the heck you're doing, but you can't put it in a negative ROI. Sometimes you have a coupon. You may have a coupon for cold stores or whatever the case may be, a coupon for some place. 50% off your orders. All right, so everybody understands minimum desired ROI. That's your settings. You guys understand that, right? That's over here. You could set that global setting right over there in your profile. Okay? Any questions for that? You can set globally here, but that's just global. So if you want this at 20 now, you want this at, 10%, you want to put this at 0 globally, you can put that at global. You can hit apply to all products, and it will change all your products instantaneously. So you don't have to go in and change all of them one at a time. All right. Should you ever be adjusting your price inside of Amazon? You go in, you find that item for sale. Should you ever be adjusting the price and the quantities, etc.?
No.
Hell no, because you're defeating what you bought. You're defeating our system. I had a customer call. Every time I change the product inside of my Amazon account, I go back and it's changed. It's changed because our system's changing it. Based upon what you put in your settings for that product. So if you want it changed, you adjust it on your products. If you already have a product, if you already have one and you want to change it, just click that product, come down here, and you could change this one individual product. You understand? You don't change it out there because our product management system is going to do all that work for you. You change it here. No, we're not going to do a separate VIP this time, Harrison. I just said that a while ago. We're just going to let everybody have the tips. Treat everybody as equals. In hopes that now the manual people can upgrade and become a VIP too. All right. So you have that set up, right? Now we got to switch one more gear. So you did global in profile, and you did global you did your purchasing, but each individual retailer also has settings. So guess what? You could set the handling time here differently than your regular shipping. Okay? So what you put here, if you list a product from here, it's going to put that handling time out on your Amazon store. Why is that like that? We only really did that for one vendor, really in particular, too, or a couple different vendors. That's if you're arbitraging through eBay or Etsy. Or if you're arbitraging through AliExpress. I got a guy who's making, I just showed a couple of my buddies, a couple of you guys yesterday. He's making 50, 60% ROI on his items, and he's selling hundreds of them, but he's outsourcing them through AliExpress. Now, dealing with AliExpress is a little bit dangerous. Some of you guys might already know the whole fulfilled by, Amazon FBA type stuff. You buy products and you get that product in and then blah, blah, blah. Well, you could do AliExpress one items, but it still may take, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks for shipping. I wouldn't deal with AliExpress unless you have a really good relationship with with the vendor, with the item that you're going to list on AliExpress, and you know that they stay true to their game. Their shipping's usually handled good. I wouldn't try to list an item from AliExpress that might be blocked by customs for some reason. Let's just say you're buying samurai swords, just decorative samurai swords on AliExpress, and you're selling them on here. There's decorative samurai swords on Amazon. They sell really well. And one of our guys was doing that. And he had been selling samurai swords on here, and he was making a killing. He was selling a bunch of Japanese type stuff. And he kind of made his store niche, which I never suggest you guys do. That's what he wanted to do. He didn't listen to me. That's fine. You can do whatever you want. It's your software. You bought it. You can do whatever you want. But if you get in a pickle or something, I say, or you're wondering why you're not making sales, and I look at your stuff and I see a bunch of craziness, I'm going to say, hey, well, obviously you're not following my deal. You don't want to follow me. How much I could do. with that being said, AliExpress, he got in a pinch one time because he had been selling all these swords, making about $100 a sword on these decorative items, crushing it. The guy probably did $100,000 in a month during November. Probably would have did $200,000 in sales selling these swords, all this stuff at Christmas time. But what happened? One of his deals got, one of his shipments got held up in customs. He had 60 something orders being detained. So 60 orders being detained, being held. Instead of getting a hold of those people and getting those orders canceled, he kind of just hung on. And then guess what? Here come all the A to Z claims. Here comes all the valid tracking rate. Here comes the suspension from Amazon, and he was dead in the water. Never sold again. Gone. So, A to Z claims, invalid tracking rate, shipping rate, right? We talked about that. There's more. Now, I'm going to now transcend to another one. I've been waiting till this part of the webinar to tell you what else you can get in trouble for. Sometimes you can get trouble for this, and it's absolutely bullshit. There's actually class action lawsuit against Amazon for this, or threatened to be a class action lawsuit. But half they can be legitimate, and that is if you sell on AliExpress, be careful what you sell. I guess you should do that with anybody, but I mean, if you're buying from Walmart or Target or Kohl's, you shouldn't probably have to worry about what I'm getting ready to talk about, and that is a counterfeit claim against you. So another reason you can get in trouble on Amazon, counterfeit claim. That is someone claiming that the product you're selling is counterfeit. So we all know what counterfeit is, right? Counterfeit money. Counterfeit claim would be like a Nike shirt. Have you ever seen a knockoff? Oh, what do they call them? Knockoff, fugazi, if you're Italian. Piece of apparel. Somebody silk screened in their basement, whatever the case may be. Bought it from, Chinatown. Right? Anybody bought one of the fake purses if you're a lady? Dunienberg, Chanel's, etc. Those are knockoff. Those are counterfeit. I had somebody listing counterfeit purses on here. Right? That's a big no-no. And she literally got a real counterfeit claim against her and got her account suspended. Bye-bye. Gone. No big deal. This is recorded, so.
I can give you some examples of some listings to stay away from, like with some red flags on them if you want.
In a minute.
Okay.
I might have to wait because we're kind of running long.
Okay, cool.
So, unfortunately, though, there's some dirt bags out on Amazon. There's some dirt bags who can file a fake counterfeit claim against you. Why would somebody fake a counterfeit claim against you? Anybody know? There you go. Steve.
Yep.
Steve said it. Ben
got
said
it too. Yep.
Hector got it. Marcel got it. They don't want a competitor. They want you out of there. You're getting all the sales. It happened to my buddy. It happened to Cowboy. Somebody filed a frigging complaint against him, said that the chair he was selling is counterfeit. Who counterfeits a piece of office furniture? I mean, I guess they could, right? Tyler, you'll get that one too, right? You'll get that one too. So that could be the fourth way. And the fifth way would be an intellectual property complaint. Don't list, I told you on the webinar, don't list Disney. Don't try to go sell Star Wars. What's a good indicator that somebody probably will file an intellectual property complaint on you? Let me show you. Disney Cup.
Yeah, look at how many people are not on that listing.
What if we can get this item for $13? And be able to sell it for $20 and undercut even Amazon? You're going to be like, holy cow, this is a great deal. This is a giant red flag. Giant red flag, because guess what? There's a reason probably why there's only 2 people on there. It's only authorized for that person. Right? Multiple people aren't on it. If you don't see a ton of people on that listing for something that you think should, that's a huge red flag. Right? Can you get authorized to sell that? Yes, you can. Right? Yes, you can. You can get authorized to sell that. So, this is sold by Tervis. Tervis probably has a contract with Amazon to sell this item. Now, you know what Tervis could do? Tervis can resell this item. Sometimes the vendors, their contracts with, let's just say right now I want to put, I got a cool koozie and I want to drop Mickey Mouse on the koozie. I can go get a license to do so from Disney to put that on my koozie. Now, that allows me to sell it. Sometimes you got the ability to sell it only restricted areas, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they're able to sell that on the websites or Amazon or wherever or to whoever. And guess what Tervis might do? Tervis might sell that item to who else? Walmart. They might sell that item to Walmart. So let's just say you find that on Walmart. You come over here, you list this, and guess what? In order to sell and get Walmart to sell your shit, what do you got to do? I don't know if anybody's ever knows this or not. You got to give them a real damn good deal. If they don't get a good deal, they're not selling this stuff. So guess what? They got to sell it to Walmart way cheaper than they're going to sell it. Anybody else is selling it for, because you want Walmart to use their buying power and selling power. So you sell it to them cheaper because they want to be the cheapest. So yeah, you're going to be able to arbitrage this from Walmart, and then you're going to come over here and list it, and then you're going to cut their own throat. You think they're going to like that very much?
Nope.
They can send you an intellectual property complaint saying, do not sell that product. Okay. Yeah, Marcel.
And one of the biggest indicators of that is not seeing a ton of people on that listing.
That is the very biggest indicator. Does that mean that if there's nobody else selling it, that means nobody else is doing it? No. And a big factor is what you could do here is you could look up Tervis. You look up their store, right? If it looks like a small little Joe Blow like you, if you click on Tervis and it just goes to their store, like another little Amazon store, and there's nothing about them, they're probably just a third-party retailer. Do you think that this company right here is just a little bitty Joe Blow? No. Look, they have deals probably with all these people. Right? NFL, they got license agreements with this stuff. Right? They got a license to sell that stuff. Can you get licenses? Absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of times they'll just give them out like water. So you can simply call the vendor, say, hey, listen, I got a company, XYZ. I want to be able to sell your stuff. I'd like to open an account with you. You can open an account, right? You can open an account with them. Do you ever have to buy from them? No. You just need to be able to open an account. What do you need to be able to open an account? An EIN number, name, and address of your company. There's a VIP tip for everybody. Did you hear me? Usually, for little simple stuff, you can open an account at a wholesaler. You can find somebody that sells Tervis cups, right? Yeah, that's your deal, Mindy. Is your EIN, right? Yeah, your deal. So that's your address, name, federal ID. That's it. Now you don't have to go to Tervis yourself, but there may be a wholesaler that sells a bunch of stuff. So guess what? All you got to do is be hey, I want to open up a account with you. I heard you guys sell some really good stuff. I was on your website, and I'd like to open up an account with you. Saying I can authorize do this. So if you ever get an IP complaint against you, what you could do is find a wholesaler that sells that item. It's one of the tricks. You can find a wholesaler that sells that item, open up an account with that wholesaler, with your EIN and your deal, authorizing you to be able to buy from that company and sell said products from that company. Hey, this is Dex Rand with Zadco. I'd like for you guys to send me a catalog, and want to see if I can get a nice opening order after we look at your stuff. Okay, tell me a little bit about us. Yep, I'm a wholesaler. I sell online, etc. I'd like to sell some of your products. Here's my name. Here's my address. Here's my EIN. Can you guys get a catalog out to me in email? Sure. Or do you have an online catalog I can look at? Yeah, boom, done. Get authorized to sell. Understand? I'm getting a little bit off tangent. That's more VIP tips and tricks. But I was just trying to tell you how you could get one. And one of the big signs, like we just said, there's nobody on it. Okay? There's nobody on it. Right? So those are the 4 reasons that you get your deal on. So now you guys have your credentials going on, right? Your credentials for Walmart. You make an account over on whatever vendor you want to use, and you'll just simply put your username and password here, right? Now, check this out. Tiffany didn't know this yesterday. Sometimes when you get rocking and rolling, and I had another buddy of mine, James, had this happen to him. So James had ordered a bunch of items. I'm sorry, maybe it was Steven. I think Steven had a bunch of items ordered from him right off the bat. So gets in, Rob sets up his account. He listens to what I tell him to do. He starts listening to some stuff. Bam, man. Oh my God, this is killer. I'm making sales already, Dax. Woohoo! He sold so many items so fast. I'm sorry. No, it wasn't James. It was James, not Steven. that he sold a ton of basketball hoops, and they were a couple $100 a piece. He made an account at Walmart that day, list the item that day, and by the next day, done sold a dozen basketball hoops with $20, $30, $40 profit. Then he made $500 in the first day. What? Profit. What do you think happened? Anybody want to know? Anybody want to guess what happened? All of a sudden, here comes 10, 20 more orders for same basketball hoop. What happened? Mindy guessed it. Jason guessed it. No, not fun. It didn't go out of stock. Walmart said, whoa, something's wrong. We got fraud probably happening. It tripped Walmart's internal fraud detection for a bunch of high dollar items getting ordered from a bunch of different people with one credit card source on one account. Brakes. Put the brakes on. Start canceling all his orders. Mindy, I bet you didn't set your stuff up right, didn't you? I bet you didn't put multiple Walmart accounts in here, did you? See, because whenever you press that deal right there and hit that create button, guess what's going to happen? Uh-oh, what happened? What just happened? Remember credit card rotator? Account vendor rotator. I'm a PPS, guys, professional problem solver. This was a problem, yo, I solved it, just like my boy Vanilla. That was kind of cheesy, actually. You didn't call me out on that, Ron.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you just go ahead and do that, and then I'll make fun of you later.
This is a vendor account rotator. Screw you, Ben. I grew up in the 90s, man. Vanilla's my boy. All right. This will rotate out vendors. You can go out there, make a bunch of different Walmart accounts. As your orders come in, they will start rotating out through the orders, thus spreading out your orders over multiple accounts. Instead of having 30 orders come in on one account, 3 orders can come off 10 different accounts. That's slick, right, Ben? Ben says, damn, that's slick. Yeah. Right? Yep, they still have the same credit card number where you rotate out through the credit cards too, right? This is, again, guys, this is for VIP. This is a VIP feature. Right? Now, if you're a regular manual user, you could still make your own different Walmart accounts. Use the same credit card if you like on those accounts, but use the different account name. You know what, Mike? They're not that smart for some reason. A whole separate account, even with the same address and credit card, and they're just not that smart yet. It tricked the system. Right? Now, wow, Ben. Okay, so guess what? You must have been doing this before. So I was just getting ready to tell you this. One thing you could do, right? You can become a reseller on Walmart. You just have to fill out their app. Oh, you're new? Wow. Huh. You can sign up to be a reseller on Walmart, right? You're just thinking, good. You're thinking right. You can get tax exempt, right? With Walmart. Now, usually when you guys are new, when you guys are brand new, as soon as you start selling, and Walmart's the easiest person to sell on, so everybody, I recommend starting at Walmart. It's good to season your accounts. Everybody listen. I got 100% audience participation right now. What?
I'm
I don't know if I ever seen that.
I'm screenshotting it.
Means everybody's paying attention. See, I can know when your keyboard stroking and on a different window and everything. So guess what? It's good to season your account. How could you season your account if it's a brand new Walmart account? If you never ordered anything from Walmart.com before, how could you season your account? Does anybody want to guess? You don't want to make a lot of sales. Right? That rotator, nope. Spend them out, nope. Keep on trying to ask. I want you guys to think. Because this is the kind of stuff I do. I'm a twisted dude. I think of all this crazy stuff. Ben's got it. Kinda. You're on the right track, Ben. I like Ben. You know, I'll open up Ben's mic. Ben's using his noggin. What's up, Ben? I can hear you. All you gotta do is talk now. You got a mic, bro.
Yeah, we can hear you tapping away, dude. Liar.
Liar.
Hear me?
Oh yeah.
I can hear you. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Oh, you don't have a mic, eh?
I didn't want to, but
Yeah.
We caught you, though. We caught you. We caught you.
Yeah. I'm brand new. I don't. Yeah, I literally have to do everything, like even open up a seller account and stuff. So I'm totally brand new.
That's okay. Tell them what you said. How are they going to season their account?
Just thinking, buy stuff yourself. Tell all your family and
And
friends.
I told you no, but then you said something else.
About your family?
Yeah. Ben said buy stuff yourself. Well, you can't buy from yourself because Amazon don't allow you to, right? And that'll throw up a red flag of fraud. But you can tell your family to. So, Cowboy already called it. What do you need around the house? You need some salt, pepper? You need a pack of napkins? So what you can do is you can come over to Walmart.com, find the Morton salt, right? Does everybody need a thing of Morton salt?
I use pink Himalayan,
Right?
okay?
Himalayan, that's fine too. Great. They're out of stock on Morton salt.
Oh, look at that next day delivery.
Here, list some stuff. Say, hey, Mom, what do you buy from Walmart? Da da da. Right? Oh, Cowboy, you asshole. That cowboy. That
Yep.
cowboy. I'm thinking he knew the right answer, and he's talking about literally season it. Damn it, Cowboy! I thought you were smart. You're your professor. He was being sarcastic. No, you can come over here and say, hey, do you use baking soda, Mom? Get your cousin, your wife, and not your wife because she's in the house, but buy some little bitty small things that are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 items that are a couple dollars a piece. Have your friend buy it. Here, give him $5. Hey, can you order this? It's $3. Just give him $5. Can you order that? Or whatever. Or hey, and so what you do, guys, look. So what you do is you list the item in your software, right? And then you go to your own store, and I'll show you how to open, click on your own store. You'll see that all the items that's listed in your store, you click that one link and give it to you. And that way they're not buying from potentially someone else. They're buying directly from you. Now, I don't want to try to tell you how to game the system, but if they just happen to leave a sweet little review for you, that would be great. Can you do that yourself? Nope. I said this on a webinar, and some guy thought he was smart. And actually, matter of fact, it's one of my friends. He thought he's going to beat the system. He went out there and bought a bunch of different stuff, tried to leave reviews from his computer at work, and da-da-da. They tied it all back to him. They shut his account down. legitimately, there's nothing wrong with selling your family and friends stuff. There's zero wrong with that. Right? So if they legitimately bought it and put it at a 0 ROI, that one particular item, and boom. Right? That will help season your account. So if you can get that 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 orders going legitimately from other people, not yourself, leaving a rating, feedback, hey, it's good to go. Okay? So you can have multiple different vendor accounts, manual or VIP. If you're VIP, come over here and do these. Other than that, guys, we are ready to rock and roll. Now, can you sell in everything? No. There's a deal out there, and I showed you on the sales webinar. Items are gated at times, and there's a video out in. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't do it on the sales webinar. We did it on the little impromptu webinar I did the other day. So if we type in like sexual wellness, okay, here, sexual lubricants. We're all adults here, right? So if you want to go try to sell some of this stuff, probably you're all you're probably all blocked from selling this stuff, because sexual wellness is a gated category. Now, is there rhyme or reason of sometimes Cowboy might get an account and all of a sudden he goes to try to list this and he's not gated in it? He can list it, but the next 10 people that just got in, just like him, just made the same deal, he'll be ungated. Something's weird sometimes about that. Rob opened up an account and we were talking about ungating on a webinar just like this. And I was saying, yeah, when you're brand new, you're not going to be able to sell groceries. And Rob smart ass replied in the chat, well, yeah, you can. I do. And I said, no, you don't. It's gated. Yeah, I do. No, you don't. Yeah, I do.
I was like, go buy my Pringles, okay?
And so all of a sudden, I get in his account and he can sell ungated items, and he got ungated instantly. Some people will be gated for groceries. It used to be very hard to get on groceries. So if you come over here and want to find out if you're gated, all you have to do is hit that restriction button. It's going to want you to log into your account, and if you're logged into your account, it will allow you to list. It'll pop up a brand new screen showing you that you can list that item. If you hit that button and it shows you that you can enter a bunch of fields in to sell that item, you know that you're not restricted. If it says, hey, this category is restricted, you cannot sell in it, that's a category restriction. Now, could you be unrestricted in tools? Can you list tools? Yep. What if you tried to sell Hyper Tough or Black & Decker? Well, I know for a fact that Black & Decker is a gated brand. You have brand restrictions and category restrictions. Categories, easy. It's the categories. Yes. Brand, it's easy. It's only the brand is restricted. Well, whenever you do that, and I'm going to show you again on this on the impromptu webinar, and we'll put it up there for everybody who can attend. But whenever you go to hit this button, you might be ungated for the category, but it might say brand restriction then. One will say you can't sell in this category. One will say this item is brand restriction. You have authorization to sell this brand. Remember we talked about those cups from whatever the name of that company was? Those Disney cups? Passer or something or whatever? I don't know. That would be a brand restriction. If you got authorization from a wholesaler and they sold that item, you would say, yes, I'm authorized to sell it. And as soon as you say yes, it's going to pop on 3 columns and it's going to say, show me proof, and they'll accept a little certificate, that just says, "Hey, you're authorized to sell." I forget, resell certificate, right, from that company. They'll accept an invoice from that company, etc. Right?
Before you ask, they don't accept receipts. So you can't just buy a bunch of stuff at Home Depot with a receipt and be like, "Hey, I want to be unrestricted for this." I'll just tell you no. It needs to be an invoice or a certificate or a letter from the company.
Or a letter with their letterhead on it. Okay. So you can get ungated for that brand or that category. Not for brand restriction, Cowboy. Anyway. So with that being said, there you go. Now, so if you click on here and it says brand restricted or it says category restricted, you can say, it'll say, would you like to unrestrict yourself, right? Or what's it say, Rob?
It says to apply.
Apply.
Click.
Yeah, you hit apply, and guess what? It's going to do two things. It's going to pop open that window that has those 3 spots for invoices, etc., or it'll say you're approved.
And it's insta unlock. So let's say your listing was suppressed, it's gonna push it right through. So always try to approve yourself for brands if you can, but know that if it's asking you for invoices, just skip it, close it, and just move on.
Yep. If it's bringing invoices, don't they give you any other option? You can bookmark that listing. You could just take that listing and put it down in an Excel spreadsheet if you want, etc. Or guess what you could do? Guess what you could do inside Klixco? So if I want to list this item right here, and I'm brand restricted, I'm not allowed to sell this item. I'll show you something. Oh, that's on Walmart. I need to go Walmart. Whoops. I mistyped. All right. Let's just say I want to sell this. Okay, we have a built-in Scanalyze feature. You already know we have ranking built in our stuff, but we also have this feature, and it's right here. Now, it is broken. Okay, inside of your AWS settings, you had to put your username and password for Amazon. Amazon tightened up their security a little bit. They do that 2-factor authentication, etc. And we're building a new little protocol to handle 2-factor authentication and to allow you to be able to do this. Okay, we should have that. He said by probably by Thursday. Okay, we're gonna fix our restriction checker. What that means is, so I don't already have one in here because this is the demo account. You need to put your username and password. Now, if you did put your username and password in here, if it worked properly, it would just spin, and it's either going to come up red and says you're restricted, or green, you're approved. Just like hitting this button and going to this page. Instead of having to do that, ours will automatically tell you green is good, red is dead. Okay? So we're fixing this right now.
Hey, Bob.
Until the meantime, download Scanalyze. All right. So what happens if I know, wow, man, I can make some good money and this was green and I could get first position? We have thought of everything, Renell. If there's a problem, I'll solve it, right? Vanilla ice, baby. Right? Anything that can be a problem can be solved. So let's just say you hit that, even though you're restricted, you'd really like to sell this item, but you're not gated. You're gated in that category or gated as the brand. You know it's a good seller. It's got a great BSR. You see that tons of people are buying it. You see the reviews. You know you can win first position. You're just gated, man. You see that? Did you see that? If this is unenabled, you can still hit finish. It's still going to come up in my products. But guess what? That item will not be pushed out to Amazon. That will not update my Seller Central. You guys got that? Now, what if you want help? What if you train your husband to do this? What if you trained your wife to do this? What if you had some kids that you don't feed them until they list 100 listings a day? Good idea, by the way. Joke. Don't sue me. I'm not advocating child labor. Just my children. No. Let's say that you have VAs and you don't trust them yet. You've taught them the system, etc. They went through some training videos and you just don't fully trust them. And likewise, you shouldn't when they're brand new. Instead of hitting on that 4th step, whenever you're on that 4th step, make sure they uncheck every item. Then what you could do is you just come back in here, you look at it, make sure it's good to go. You can simply hit one button and it's live again. Yeah, you can filter by who's listing your stuff, etc., etc. Okay, dashboard. Now, Rob talked about suppressed listings. Someone asked early on, I said we'll talk about it later. Suppressed listings right here. So if you get a suppressed listing, it's going to show right here. These are these suppressed listings. Rob, help me out real quick. I had a brain fart. Oh, what? Yep. Okay, now and I'll explain that in better terms because Rob mumbled it just now. Sometimes you're going to list something and all of a sudden it's going to say suppressed listings. We're doing something like we told you called piggyback listings. That means we're jumping on the back of somebody else selling this item. Somebody, being hyper tough, listed that item. Somebody listed this item. Azus did. Somebody listed, this light bulb, right? EcoSmart, right? Somebody listed these items out on the software, right? Ben 10, etc. Somebody listed these items. We're piggybacking on or jumping on top of this item. This is a good one. Is Ben 10 a gated brand? You think Ben 10's a gated brand? 20-something people selling on it? No, I wouldn't think that Ben 10 would be a gated brand or brand restriction. Or you probably wouldn't get an intellectual property complaint against that because, look, you got tons of people, brand new people selling on the account. Okay? So with that being said, right? That being said, I lost my train of thought. Help me out, guys, real quick. What are they talking about? Suppressed listings. All right. So with suppressed listings, somebody had to list that product, right? If somebody did a scratch listing like you, and the scratch listing is going to want you to put in the product images. They're going to want you to put the title and the name in, the description, the weight, the shipping and handling, the weight, the product dimensions, etc. every now and then Amazon reviews those products. And if they think that more information is needed for the customer, if you only have like one picture or two pictures and there's not really good pictures, or your description's really vague, they're going to ask you to leave. I mean, if you want to sell that item, give us more information about the product. Now listen, you didn't list this product. You're not the original lister. But it's gonna show up in your suppressed listings along with the suppressed listings of everybody else who's selling that item. Everybody. There's 10 people on it. All of them are going to be suppressed. It's a good product to sell. I mean, you're authorized to sell it. They want you to sell it. They just want one of you 10 people to provide more information. And if you hover over your suppressed listings, if you click this and you have suppressed listings, it tells you what they need. Might say, I need a better picture. Make the description better. Can you do that? Yeah. You know what you could do? You could just go click on that item, go find it on Walmart or wherever, and copy and paste this information and put it and update that deal. Or suck down the image and update the package. I mean, update the listing. So do you have to do that? No, you don't have to. If you want to sell that item, they're not going to let no one sell it until that's done. That's what a suppressed listing is. Okay, great question. Real quick, Jeffrey says, what about getting some trained VAs? So we already, right now, I wasn't going to provide VAs for you, right? So many people are wanting VAs right now, so many people. So we reached out to talk to the person who used to train our VAs, and also Rob's VA, who's very, very amazing. And we kind of, I think we're going to have an agreement with them to retrain some VAs for you. Okay. So give me a day or two and to lock down that deal, and then we'll let you know. Now, I do have a giant pool of VAs ready to chomp at the bit. But what I might do is just give those to my guy Tom or Darlene and just see what they think about. We got this little test. We'll give them a little test and have Darlene rate them and see if maybe they need retrained or whatnot. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to offer a bunch of them out there for free for you, right? A bunch of them. Just you can call them, you can contact them, you can negotiate with them, etc. But we're also going to sell some VAs. So how that works is we're just going to train them ourselves, right? Then you got the opportunity to buy them from us already pre-trained, ready to go. But I do got a giant pool of about 50 of them that I'm going to let you guys have access to. Now, I know a lot of people are already being contacted. If the word already got out that I put up a new Facebook group, the word's already out, and those people are hawking you. Some of you guys already been contacted by VAs. Okay? Be leery. I want to talk to you about VAs. If you're using a VA, number one, you should be using Hubstaff. You're going to find a video about Hubstaff in the training area when you guys get access, okay, in the membership area. And then we'll also cover it on the impromptu webinar. But all your VAs should be logging into Hubstaff. Hubstaff costs, I think, about $10 a month or $6 a month. It's well worth it. It's absolutely insane. But what it does, it takes a screenshot every 10 minutes of your employee screen. It also keeps track of their keyboard strokes and their mouse movements and rates them with a little green is good, red is dead, orange is okay. We always tell our VAs, hey, you'll be hired. Here's what you need to do. Here's your quota for the day. If you fall red in any during 10 minutes, those 10 minutes will be deducted from your pay, period. No ifs and ors or buts. At the end of the week, if they got 10 10s, I'm deducting, an hour and 40 minutes off their pay. Period. Do you have to do that? I don't know. But that's what we do. Right? There should be no reason that they're red. If they're red, that means they're not doing anything. And if they're not doing anything, I'm not going to pay them. So I always tell my people, hey, listen, if you got to go piss, you got to go take a crap, you got to go eat, log out of Hubstaff. Right? So, if you're interested in purchasing VAs that have really been trained, it's going to have, Rod's VACO approval and Rob, right? So we're going to put Rod's voice on it. 2, his seal of approval, because I'm going to have her train them, and then Rob's gonna go through and see what he thinks about them, and if he thinks they're good, then we'll let them to come to you, and we'll sell them to you, right? Really, really cheap. It's gonna be like $100 a pop.
Believe
right?
me, I hired 10 out the gate, and I only kept 1. And I hired her husband, so I went through looking at not Scandalize, but the Hubstaff pictures also versus their sales. So yeah, I have a pretty good idea on what's good and what's no good.
If you're interested in purchasing some that's going to be vetted, purchase some that's being vetted by us. Rod's VA, who is extremely good. I mean, extremely good. And then as well as Rob, right? If you're interested in getting vetted VAs, message Rob, tell him how many you're interested in getting. They're $100 a pop, right? Pre-trained, ready to go. All you got to do is give them username and access inside the system as a member, and they'll be off and running, right? When you set them up as a member, you only set them up as a VA. They don't have access to your settings. They don't have access to your sales. All they're going to be doing is clicking 4 buttons and pasting, okay? However many you want. Now, listen, we recommend, I put everybody in probation. I put them at $1.50 an hour. Listen, you're on probation your first week. Your first week, you're on probation. You'll make $1.50 an hour. It's not a lot. It's not horrible. You're making $1.50 per hour. If you get past that first week, I'll give you a quarter raise. You'll get $1.75 per hour. I will give you the review at the end of 30 days. If you're good and I keep you, I'll bump you up to $2. If not, I'll fire you. Hire slow, fire fast. Okay. Now, one thing to worry about if you get these people calling you, right? If you get these people contacting you on Facebook, etc., be wary of them. There is a big community of VAs. We're not the only system. There's a million people doing Amazon arbitrage and Amazon FBA. There's literally tens of thousands of VAs that know how to do this stuff. There's also a bunch of VAs that get together, and there's VA pools. They will take your listings and sell them to other people. Or they'll take other people's listings and act like they're doing something in your system. And they'll just be listing a bunch of garbage that they know is not going to sell, but they don't care because they just want the hourly wage. So I'm not trying to scare you off on using VAs, because VAs can be wonderful. You just have to know what to look for. So for all the VIPs, you guys have something else coming called a VA portal. You have something coming up really, really fast called a VA portal. So you're going to have hub staff keeping track of their productivity, right? But now we need to track their accountability. So yeah, it looks like they're being productive, but are they really? Hub staff won't show us that. Hub staff will tell us if they're being productive. But we're gonna hold them, or we're gonna make them accountable for that productivity. How are we gonna do that? guess what? Anytime they press anything inside Klixco, it records what they do. So you know that they add a product button at 3:52 and 3 seconds. And all of a sudden, they didn't even press the first button on there, the second button, or the third button, or the fourth button for 5 more minutes. Maybe they pressed one button, after 35, 40 seconds. And then they pressed another button. Guess what? They already know that the listing is going to go through because they have, right? Because they have these listings already that they pulled from another person's account or something. So they know they're going to go through. But now they're just clicking the button every, X amount of seconds. So it makes sure that their mouse is moving and their keyboard strokes are clicking. And we're going to catch them. Not only will the VI portal make them have accountability, how about profitability? It's going to show you how many items they listed per hour. It's going to show you how many listed per month or week or whatever you choose, whatever criteria you choose. How many? Then it's also going to tell you how many sales they made off. They listed 100 products this week. How many actually made sales? And out of those sales, how much was the ROI? So if you got a VA that looks productive on Hubstaff and they're accountable, they're clicking and, that's about right. So they're not scamming you on that, but they're just dumb because they're not listening to your criteria and they're not using common sense on what they're listing. They could just be listing garbage. Maybe not intentionally because they're not paying attention. They don't have your best interest at heart. They just want a paycheck. You could trim the fat off because now we have metrics to go by, right? So we have metrics. So a lot of different things in the VIP portal. It's going to be available very, very shortly. I got to just do a couple little bit more UI mock-up for that, and it'll be done. All the backend code's already done. Okay, so now that takes it to a whole nother level. You'll have metrics to go by and what's to rate your VAs. You fire those bastards fast and hire them slow. Okay.
Pay attention to which ones actually have drive and motivation, and make sure you pay attention.
And then you know what you could do? You can reward them, right? And give them incentives. We're going to talk more about more VAs on the impromptu, right? You incentivize them. Hey, you do this, you get this. You do this, you get that. I can promise you one thing. If you take good care of them, they'll take good care of you. Except for Rob. I try to take good care of him, and he's...
Wow. I just turn on,
2 hours late.
Turn on my my FBI voice. That's what it is on my microphone. Or I mumble. That's what I'm doing too.
Buy them candy? Yeah. I mean, I know a bunch of VAs that have pizza parties for their VAs and will have a big party and cater a little deal,
Yeah, on the last Facebook page, people used to post, the VAs used to post giant tables full of pizza.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff, right? Cowboy set or strippers. Hey, never know. He says, Rob, the webinar you guys did on Sunday is a favorite group. Only says 20 minutes or so. We just edited those things to only the highlights, Lisa.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I put them in sections. That way you guys can get the information that you need.
What are my thoughts on paying for an ungated service? So Renell knows a little bit of information about Amazon. Renell also knows that if you come over here in Google and you type in ungating
or ungasting, yep, that's good too.
Okay, so guess what? There's people that go out there and sell services for ungating. Okay? This is an ad, right? This is not an ad. This is not an ad. Not an ad, right? So there's people that go out there. Wow. Anyway, there's people out there that have ungated services. Do they work? Yep, they work. They do work. You have to just find a good one, and they do work. Is that against Amazon's terms of service? Absolutely. Do they work? Absolutely. I can't recommend any to you because I don't want to put my name on a recommendation. But yes, answer is yes. Okay. Do you think it is necessary to scale fast? No, you can scale as fast as you want or as slow as you want. Can you scale fast? Yes, you can. I know so many people that come out the gate running. They bought a VIP. As soon as they bought the VIP, as soon as they knew we had VAs, they ordered 10. Then they ordered 10 more. They had 20 VAs. Doing $150,000 a month. Unlimited Amex card for ordering 20 VAs.